Hey, Freddie, hope you're doing well. My name's Scott, and my girlfriend Beth and I have two dogs. We have a Labrador Retriever, we have a Chesapeake Bay Retriever. We have done a ton of training over the years. Both dogs are 6 years old. They're not young dogs, and including doing training with live animals. Tess, the Labrador, is a working gun dog, not force-fetched, and Callie, the Chesapeake Bay Retriever, is one of these dogs that really needs the force fetch. I mean, we just couldn't get anywhere training her other ways, and that's why I really started looking to see what was out there. Found your videos, and she's one of these dogs that would run out, maybe has a little prey drive, and then lose interest in the bumper, not that interested, or maybe go out and make a toy of it and toss it all over the place. So anyway, I started doing force fetched, followed your videos that are out there on YouTube. It went extremely well. The table work went really well. I was really pleased with the way it went. I actually trained her a little too well to where she wants to grab everything that I have in my hand all the time. So we had to back up and sort of desensitize her and get her to feel comfortable without grabbing any bumper that was around her. Moved on to walking force fetch. Went really well. I just was surprised how easy this process was and how well she responded, and was pretty happy with that. When we moved on to putting some bumpers at a line and just running down the line, that also went pretty well. She did okay with that. What I've run into, though, is when we get longer, when I've tried to stretch that out 30, 40, 50, 70 yards, I start to get sluggishness. I get this long sluggishness, walking back slowly, a little bit of confusion. And so that's what I'm trying to get past. And I've tried a couple different things to try to address this. I've stopped 2 or 3 times and backed up and just slowed down the rate at which I try to stretch the retrieves out. And I've done that over and over. And every time that I try to stretch it back to getting out there, 40, 50 yards, 70 yards, 100 yards, I start to get back into the slowness and just a little bit of confusion in the slow retrieve. And nicking with the collar doesn't really speed her up. It's like the collar confuses her. And so I've also tried stopping, and I figured, well, maybe she's really responsive to the ear pinch. So I thought, well, maybe I need a better association between the collar feel and the ear pinch, and that would motivate her. So I've gone back 2 or 3 times to table work just to try to make sure that the ear pinch is coupled up with the collar and she has an association between the two things. But it just has not worked. The application of the collar in these situations where she gets really slow, it just slows her down and kind of gets her to bunch her neck up, and she gets confused about what's going on. So that hasn't really worked out. I've also tried just getting her kind of fired up and maybe letting her grab the bumper out of my hands a few times, which she loves, getting her mood elevated a little bit, and then rerunning her down the line. Yeah, sometimes you can get her sped up that way. And it's not like this every time. I mean, occasionally she will, her speed's fine. But then, I don't know, I would say maybe every other time, or maybe 2 out of 3 times, she gets back into just being really slow. And I'm not sure how to address this. So that's what I'm looking for, some advice on a training routine to set up to address this. A couple of things that I can try and see how they work out and go from there. All right, take care. Thanks.